Captain Alex Mercer stepped off the shuttle and onto the gleaming surface of Virelia Station, a diplomatic outpost orbiting a pale blue-green planet that humans had recently charted. The station floated like a jewel among the stars, its towers and walkways glinting under the distant light of Virelia's twin suns. Alex adjusted the strap of his pack and took a deep breath. Today, he would meet Queen Serali herself, the ruler of a proud alien species whose customs were as old as their civilization. One mistake could ruin the entire mission. Alex's nerves buzzed like electricity. He had trained for this mission for months, studying alien languages, memorizing customs, even practicing gestures that would appear respectful rather than rude. But nothing could prepare a human for the unpredictability of a translator device, a small, sleek AI implant that converted his speech into Virelian in real time. He walked through the station's grand hallway, flanked by the tall, slender Virelian aides, their luminous eyes flicking over him with polite curiosity. Lieutenant Rin, his assigned Virelian liaison, kept pace beside him. "You must speak clearly," Rin said, her tone calm but firm. "The translator is advanced, but it is not perfect. Any error could be misinterpreted." Well, I know, Alex replied, though his stomach twisted. "No mistakes. Keep it simple. Keep it polite." They entered the audience chamber, a vast room of polished crystal and softly glowing panels. At the far end, sitting on a throne that seemed carved from living light, was Queen Serali. Her presence was imposing yet elegant. She radiated authority, but there was also a serene curiosity in her eyes. Humans described her as regal. Alex thought of a predator and a scholar rolled into one, observing everything and missing nothing. Alex cleared his throat. "Your Majesty, it is an honor." He paused, trying to remember the precise wording for respectful greeting in Virelian. He tapped the side of the translator device, muttering softly, "Convert this properly. Don't fail me." The translator glitched. A soft hum filled his ear, and the words he had meant to convey, "I honor you as a leader," emerged in a Virelian phrase that sounded formal and melodic, but the meaning had been corrupted. Instead of leader, the translation came out as "my wife." Alex froze mid-sentence, realizing too late what had happened. His eyes widened, and his hand hovered awkwardly in the air. Queen Serali's gaze sharpened. She blinked once, twice, and then a small, knowing smile curved her lips. In Virelian culture, addressing someone as your wife implied a sacred bond, a lifelong commitment, and most importantly, a public declaration of intent. Alex's mind raced. No. This can't be happening." Lieutenant Rin leaned close and whispered, her voice barely audible, "Captain, you must clarify." Alex opened his mouth, but the words tumbled out awkwardly. Every attempt to explain only made the translator device produce more garbled phrases. He tried to say, "It was a mistake," and it came out as, "I am yours forever." The Queen's smile widened. She leaned slightly forward, a gesture that humans might interpret as curiosity or amusement, but in Virelian society, it was the highest form of approval. The audience ended with formal bows, and Alex was led away by Rin, muttering apologies that translated incorrectly in his own ears. Once they were in the quiet of the human delegation quarters, Alex sank into a chair, staring at the translator device like it was a ticking bomb. "I am doomed," he muttered. "Completely doomed." Rin tilted her head, her glowing eyes studying him. "Do not panic, Captain. The Queen's reaction is favorable. Your mistake is considered modesty and respect." Alex groaned. "Modesty and respect? I just accidentally called the Queen my wife." "That is true. But the humans are unpredictable. She finds humans' mistakes amusing. Alex rubbed his face. I feel like I just volunteered for interstellar marriage. Over the next hours, Alex tried to understand the depth of his problem. Rumors already spread among palace staff that the queen had chosen a human as her partner. A few nobles whispered behind their hands, and Rin explained that challenging the queen's choices was unthinkable in their culture. And worse, Alex still had a trade negotiation to complete. Earth wanted access to Virelian rare metals and advanced energy tech. In exchange, the Virelians were interested in human innovations in adaptive AI and bioengineering. But how could he focus on diplomacy when the queen believed he was now her husband? That evening, Alex attempted a private meeting with Rin to strategize. Can I fix this? He asked. Perhaps, eventually. But the queen appreciates human honesty. You must use it wisely, Rin replied, her voice measured. Alex ran a hand through his hair. Human honesty. Right. Because a human accidentally calling a galactic monarch, his wife will go down well if he just admits he's dumb. 1. 8. Rin's lips quirked slightly, her first sign of amusement. It is not dumb. Humans have unexpected charm. She finds it interesting. Alex stared. Interesting? I'm going to be in alien history books as the fool who called the queen his wife. Rin shook her head. Or the human who surprised the queen. You must choose your perspective carefully. The next day, Alex was summoned for formal dinner in the royal gardens. Lanterns floated in the air, glowing softly against the purple foliage. Virelian musicians played a melody that vibrated through the ground itself. Alex felt tense, knowing the queen would interpret every word, every gesture. Queen Sarali greeted him, her smile both serene and knowing. Captain Mercer, she said in Virelian, translated into his ears. You honor me deeply. Number mine. Well-mating hiver. Well-mating hiver. Well-mating hiver. Number mine. Number mine. Well-mating hiver. Well-mating hiver. Well-mating. Alex swallowed hard. Do I just nod? Do I explain? Do I apologize? He opted for the simplest solution, a polite bow and a calm tone. Your Majesty, I am grateful for this honor. The translator hummed. He prayed it would work. It did, this time translating correctly. The queen nodded. Very well. You may dine. Throughout dinner, Alex navigated the alien customs, careful not to touch the wrong food, sit incorrectly, or mispronounce a word. And yet, the queen's gaze lingered on him more than necessary. Every accidental smile he gave, every small slip of human mannerisms, seemed to amuse her in ways he couldn't predict. By the end of the evening, Alex realized that being human had a strange advantage. His mistakes, his spontaneity, and even his confusion were charming in a way the Virelians didn't anticipate. A species that had lived by protocol for thousands of years found unpredictability fascinating. Later, in his quarters, Alex stared at the translator device. He realized it was both a curse and a gift. Without it, he could not communicate. But with it, every glitch might become an opportunity to impress or offend. Either way, humans were now in the heart of alien politics, armed with nothing but their wits and charm. He leaned back, thinking about the days ahead. Trade agreements, palace intrigue, and the accidental marriage were all intertwined. Somehow, he had to survive diplomacy, protect Earth's interests, and not offend a queen who now thought he was her husband. Alex smirked. Well, he muttered, if humans are going to mess up history, at least we'll do it in style. And somewhere in the palace, Queen Sarali smiled knowingly, already plotting how this bold, unpredictable human might surprise her next. The next morning, Captain Alex Mercer woke to the soft hum of the Virelian Palace station. Light filtered through crystalline windows, painting his quarters in shades of violet and gold. He rubbed his eyes and tried to prepare for the day ahead. Breakfast awaited in the royal gardens, and the Queen had already requested his presence. Alex felt a mix of dread and curiosity. Being accidentally labeled as Queen Sorali's husband had complicated everything. Diplomacy, which he had trained for meticulously, now felt like a dangerous game of improvisation. Every move he made could be interpreted as bold, foolish, or worse, insulting. Lieutenant Rin appeared at his door with her usual calm expression. "Captain, the Queen requests your presence. The morning briefing will include nobles who may test your understanding of customs." Alex groaned. "Test my understanding? They probably think I'm a fool already." Rin tilted her head. "Perhaps. Or they may respect the audacity of humans." She finds it intriguing. Audacity. That word lingered in Alex's mind. Perhaps being human had its own strengths, he just had to survive long enough to prove it. The royal gardens were unlike anything Alex had ever seen. Trees with translucent leaves hovered in the air, their roots spiraling in midair. Floating lanterns hovered above a central fountain, which sprayed water in intricate geometric patterns. The nobles were already gathered, their tall, shimmering forms moving with grace. Queen Sorali greeted him first. Her smile, both calm and commanding, unsettled Alex. She spoke in Virelian, and the translator rendered it clearly. "Captain Mercer, you honor my people by joining us." Alex bowed. "Your Majesty, it is my privilege to be here," the nobles murmured. Some tilted their heads, whispering in a language Alex could not understand. Rin leaned close and whispered, "They are curious and cautious. Your status as her husband complicates matters." Alex's stomach twisted. "Complicates?" he asked, glancing at the shimmering forms. "You mean they might attack me?" Rin's glow dimmed slightly. "Not attack physically, but politically. The Queen's favor brings scrutiny. You must navigate carefully." Alex nodded, though inside he was panicking. The first part of the briefing was tense. Nobles raised questions about the trade treaty, testing Alex's knowledge of human technology and their capacity for cooperation. Each time he responded, the translator ensured the words were precise, but sometimes the subtle nuances of human humor came through, causing a few nobles to murmur in surprise. One Virelian lord, tall and spindly, leaned forward and said something in Virelian. The translator rendered it roughly. "Do you intend to follow protocol? Or will you disrupt our ways?" Alex hesitated. His human instincts told him that honesty was better than flattery. "I intend to learn, observe, and adapt," he said. "But humans are unpredictable. We may disrupt your ways, but only if it creates solutions for both our peoples." There was a pause. Nobles whispered among themselves. The Queen tilted her head, her eyes sparkling. "Bold," she said, her words translated clearly. "Very bold." Alex's pulse raced. Being bold could be dangerous or advantageous. After the briefing, the Queen invited him to a private walk in the palace gardens. Floating bridges wound around trees, and exotic flowers released sweet, unfamiliar scents. "You are different from our other visitors," she said softly. "Most humans follow instruction. You improvise." Alex laughed nervously. "Improvisation is all we have sometimes. When your translator glitches, you just adapt." The Queen's eyes twinkled. "I noticed your translator misstep yesterday, calling me wife." Alex froze. "Yes. About that, I meant no offense. It was completely a mistake." In human culture, he wanted to bow deeply and apologize. But in Virelian terms, his honesty mattered more than perfection. The queen nodded slowly. Your mistake is charming. You are sincere. Most visitors are flawless and dull. You surprise me. Alex blinked. He had trained for months, yet he realized that human flaws, honesty, spontaneity, and humor were exactly what impressed the queen. Thank you, Your Majesty, he said. I will do my best. She smiled and gestured toward a floating fountain. Your best is already unusual. The next few days brought unexpected challenges. Nobles who opposed Earth's influence began subtle political maneuvers. One attempted to discredit Alex by questioning his knowledge of Virelian culture. Another tried to catch him in an embarrassing mistake. But Alex relied on human ingenuity, improvisation, and humor to navigate every trap. During one banquet, he accidentally mispronounced a Virelian phrase while trying to compliment the queen's taste in art. The translator rendered it as a challenge to duel her chief advisor. Gasps filled the hall. Alex froze, but the queen laughed, the sound melodic and bright, and the tension broke. You are unlike anyone we have known, she said. Perhaps humans are dangerous, not with weapons, but with cleverness and unpredictability. Alex smiled. We do our best. Sometimes, our best is messy, but it works. Rin whispered. Your methods are effective. The queen appreciates creativity. Alex felt a surge of relief. Humans may lack centuries of protocol, but their creativity, honesty, and quick thinking gave them an edge the aliens did not expect. But not all was lighthearted. One night, while reviewing treaty documents, Alex discovered signs of sabotage. Certain clauses had been altered, potentially derailing negotiations. The culprits were subtle, and the Queen's inner circle might not even notice. If Alex failed, Earth could lose access to vital resources, and he could be blamed. He sat in his quarters, staring at the translator device. How do I solve this? His mind raced. Unlike Virelians, humans thrived under pressure. We improvise, we adapt, and we find solutions that others cannot. He devised a plan. Using a combination of human reasoning and understanding of alien psychology, he would turn the tables. He studied the patterns in the alterations, traced the potential saboteurs' motivations, and prepared a subtle countermeasure. The next day, he approached the Queen with a suggestion for joint verification of treaty clauses, framed as a proposal to make the treaty stronger for both humans and Virelians. The Queen listened carefully. Interesting, she said, her translation calm and precise. A human strengthens our laws with honesty and logic. The nobles who had attempted sabotage were caught off guard. Their subtle manipulations were exposed without confrontation, and the Queen praised Alex for his ingenuity. For Alex, the lesson was clear. Human unpredictability and intelligence could overcome centuries of alien tradition. Mistakes, charm, and improvisation were tools, not weaknesses. Over the next few days, Alex also discovered a more personal truth. Queen Sarali genuinely enjoyed his company, not only for his intellect, but for his humanity. His laughter, his humility, and even his awkwardness fascinated her. She seemed to find comfort in the fact that humans were different. One evening, as they walked along a luminescent bridge in the palace gardens, she asked quietly, Captain Mercer, do humans always face challenges with humor? Alex thought for a moment. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we fail spectacularly. But we keep going. Humor helps. It's part of surviving. She nodded slowly. You survive well. Perhaps Humans are worthy allies. And something more. Alex's heart raced. The phrase, something more, reminded him painfully of the translator glitch. He realized he was walking a delicate line. Diplomacy, personal impressions, and the accidental bond, implied by being her husband. By the end of the week, Alex had earned not only the Queen's trust, but also the admiration of several key nobles. The initial panic over the translator glitch had evolved into a strategic advantage. Humans, with their unpredictable thinking, honesty, and humor, were now respected in the Virelian court. Alex returned to his quarters one night, exhausted but exhilarated. He examined the translator device, realizing it had caused chaos, but also opened opportunities that no human or alien could have predicted. Humans survive, he muttered to himself. Even when we screw up, we somehow win. Somewhere in the palace, Queen Sirali looked at the stars beyond the window and smiled, already anticipating what her unpredictable human husband would do next. And Alex knew the hardest part was still ahead. Navigating public recognition, interstellar politics, and the final trade treaty, all while maintaining the delicate illusion created by a single, tiny mistake. He leaned back and let out a long sigh. Well, he murmured, if humans are going to change history, we might as well do it with style. The day of the final treaty ceremony arrived faster than Alex Mercer had expected. The palace station floated silently above the turquoise planet, glowing under the twin suns. From his quarters, he could see Virelian vessels and dignitaries gathering for the formal event. Every step he had taken over the past week, the mistakes, the improvisations, the humor, and even the translator glitch, had led to this moment. Alex adjusted his uniform for the 100th time. He could feel his nerves tightening like a coil. Today, he would have to walk the line between diplomacy and absurdity, all while maintaining the delicate illusion created by his accidental declaration of the Queen as his wife. Lieutenant Rin appeared at the doorway, her luminous eyes calm and steady. Captain, the Queen requests your presence. Today, the treaty will be finalized. Your human methods have impressed many, but you must remain careful. Alex nodded. Careful, got it. Human ingenuity meets alien protocol. Let's hope that combination survives the day. The royal carriage hovered quietly through the palace halls as they approached the throne room. The space was vast, decorated with floating banners and luminous panels that shifted colors with the sunlight. Nobles lined the sides, observing silently. At the center, Queen Sirali awaited, sitting on her throne of living crystal, serene and commanding as ever. Captain Mercer, she said in her musical Virelian, which the translator rendered into English. You have exceeded my expectations. Today, your human perspective may strengthen both our peoples. Alex bowed slightly. Your Majesty, it is my honor. I will do my best. She nodded and gestured for him to approach. The nobles whispered among themselves. Some eyes gleamed with curiosity, others with doubt. Alex felt their scrutiny pressing down on him, yet he also felt the growing realization that humans thrived under pressure. We adapt, improvise, and surprise. The first step of the ceremony was a formal recognition of Alex as the Queen's spouse for diplomatic purposes. A hush fell over the chamber. The human delegation gasped quietly. Earth had not anticipated this part of the ritual. Yet Alex understood it was essential. Any hesitation could insult the Queen or undermine the treaty. Alex took a deep breath. Your Majesty, he said carefully, I accept this role, with respect and understanding. I pledge to honor both our peoples through this bond. The translator hummed smoothly this time, and Queen Sirali's smile widened. The nobles whispered in approval. Some seemed skeptical, but others nodded. Alex realized that human sincerity even in the midst of absurdity, could bridge worlds. Next came the signing of the treaty itself. Humans had proposed a trade of technology, advanced AI systems, energy storage methods, and medical innovations. In return, Virelians offered rare metals, exotic fuels, and access to their interstellar navigation techniques. As the human delegation prepared the documents, Alex noticed something unusual. Subtle alterations in the Virelian text, enough to change key clauses. Sabotage. Someone was attempting to undermine the treaty. Alex's mind raced. Humans were not trained in alien diplomacy, but we were creative problem solvers. He devised a plan. Quickly, instead of confronting the saboteurs directly, he proposed a joint verification system using human logic and Virelian procedural methods. The Queen raised an eyebrow. "Explain your proposal." Alex stepped forward confidently. "Your Majesty, we can create a cross-verification system. Humans can analyze your clauses for logic and fairness, and Virelians can ensure cultural accuracy. Together, we guarantee a treaty that benefits both sides, prevents future disputes, and catches hidden errors." The nobles murmured. Some seemed skeptical, but the Queen leaned forward, intrigued. "Interesting. A human strengthens our laws, with honesty and reason." Alex smiled. "It's what humans do best. We may not have centuries of protocol, but we can think quickly and adapt." By the time the verification process concluded, the attempted sabotage had been uncovered and neutralized. Alex's approach had turned a potential disaster into a demonstration of human intelligence and reliability. Nobles who had doubted him now whispered with admiration. Throughout the ceremony, Alex observed another surprising truth. Queen Sorali genuinely appreciated his humanity. Not just his intellect, but his humor, humility, and honesty. She seemed fascinated by the way humans responded to challenges, often in unpredictable but effective ways. During a quiet moment, the Queen approached him. "Captain Mercer, you did not follow traditional steps. You used your mind and your instincts. Most would fail." Alex chuckled nervously. "Well, Your Majesty, humans do make mistakes, but we try to turn mistakes into opportunities, and we, sometimes, succeed." Her eyes glimmered with amusement. "You succeed. That is valuable. Perhaps humans are not only allies, but something more." Alex froze for a fraction of a second, recalling the translator glitch that had started it all. Then he smiled. "I hope that something more is diplomacy." She laughed softly, a sound like wind chimes in the breeze. "Perhaps it is." The ceremony ended with a formal handshake, or the Virelian equivalent, a linking of glowing fingertips. The treaty was signed. And humans now had access to resources and technology that would advance Earth's position in the galaxy. But more than that, Alex had demonstrated a truth that no translator device could convey. Humans are resilient, clever, and capable of thriving under pressure in ways that other species do not anticipate. Later, as the festivities continued, Alex found himself walking in the palace gardens with Queen Sorali. Floating lanterns hovered above them, and the soft sound of alien music drifted through the air. "You, humans are unpredictable," she said, "but you have courage, humor, and ingenuity. I respect that." Alex nodded. "We have to. It's what keeps us alive. And sometimes, it earns respect, even in the strangest places in the galaxy." She smiled knowingly. "You survive, Captain Mercer. Perhaps humans have qualities we have underestimated. Alex grinned. We do, and sometimes we stumble into situations, like this one. And somehow, we win. The Queen looked out at the stars, then back at him. Your mistakes, your honesty, your human nature, it is rare. You have changed my view of your species. Alex realized that the translator glitch, the very thing that had caused panic, embarrassment, and chaos, had been a gift in disguise. It had opened the door for human ingenuity and charm to shine. As the night grew quiet, Alex and Queen Sirali stood in the gardens, observing the glowing flora. Alex reflected on the journey. A single accidental word had created chaos. But humans had turned that chaos into an advantage. Adaptability, honesty, humor, and creativity, these were traits no alien protocol could replicate. He turned to her. Your Majesty, I will continue to serve both our peoples, as best I can. And I promise to keep learning, adapting, and occasionally making mistakes. She laughed softly. I welcome your mistakes, Captain Mercer. They make life more interesting. In that moment, Alex understood something fundamental about humans. We are not flawless. We are not perfect diplomats or strategists. But we survive, we adapt, and we can win the hearts of even the most sophisticated alien civilizations, not by being perfect, but by being human. The palace station gleamed under the twin suns, and Alex felt a sense of triumph. Not just for the treaty, not just for surviving the political intrigue, but for showing that humans had a unique strength, the power to turn mistakes into opportunity, to improvise when others fail, and to inspire admiration through courage and cleverness. And somewhere in the palace, Queen Sirali smiled, already imagining the next challenge for her unpredictable human husband. Alex laughed quietly to himself. Humans win. Even when we mess up, we somehow win. And so, the story of Captain Alex Mercer ended not with perfection, but with human ingenuity, charm, and the courage to thrive where others might falter.